before we hand back to the wonderful Charlie Cooper, is Graeme Gibbon-Brooks with some comedy. Just a quick warning, there is some strong language in this, so just sort of cover your ears when it looks like he's about to say something naughty. So, a former Royal Navy officer, Graeme is now involved in the worlds of writing and comedy, and using these to shape perspective on the world around us. Expect Graeme to, in his words, expose the darkness of PTSD to those who have never experienced it, and more importantly, to those who have experienced it, but are too scared to admit it. A prime example of the importance of perspective on ADHD, life, and human beings themselves. Let's welcome Graeme to the stage for our final performance this afternoon.
Hello, Manchester. Are we well? I am Graeme Gibbon-Brooks, and I'm about to redefine for you the phrase lowering the tone. After that breathtakingly beautiful performance, I am going to be the equivalent of a glass of orange juice after you brush your teeth. So strap in, get ready. There's strong themes from the start. So you may have got an impression, you may have got a judgment, or cast a judgment on my clothing. My clothing and my accent don't necessarily match up, you might think. My clothing would suggest that I was expelled from school for throwing chairs at the teacher. My accent doesn't quite seem to fit, but worry not, I will elucidate that fairly shortly. So I used to work in an office, a period of my life that I still see in my nightmares. A phase of my life that I like to refer to as a death of 1,000 cunts. Told you. However, I work in a relatively twat-free environment now, and I'm very, very happy with my choice. Now, it may be that one of the things that you thought initially about me is correct, and that is that I didn't do terribly well at school. And the reason I didn't do terribly well at school is that I have ADHD. And ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition where part of your brain that deals with executive function doesn't develop properly, and that makes it very difficult to concentrate, very difficult to be organised, to remember what you're doing. And you can actually think of ADHD as the disability of being really fucking irritating to 98.2% of the adult population who work in an office and really, really like routine. What I found, however, the thing that really fucking needled them was that I was the boss. So, ADHD has only really come to mainstream acknowledgement in recent years. And it's really important when you've got ADHD to treat it, and you're treated by taking medication. You have accommodations to help you deal with the things that you find difficult. And what's really important is that you rely on the love and support and understanding of the people around you to really build scaffolding around you and help you with what is actually an official disability. When I was growing up at school, however, ADHD was called being a naughty little bastard and was treated by routine violence, relentless bollockings, and a systematic reduction of the child's self-esteem. So it's important with ADHD to find an environment that suits you better. And as I've said, like the office didn't really suit me, and so now I work outside. I really, really enjoy it. As I've alluded to before, one thing that you have to get used to is people judge you. They judge you, and they see you wearing bright orange, and they say, or they think to themselves, "You must be a chimp." To which I reply, "No, madam, you're thinking of scaffolders." Now, I'm not down on scaffolders. Scaffolders are, in fact, my favourite naughty boys. But like chimpanzees, you certainly wouldn't be surprised if you found one flinging his own poo. So, the other thing that I realised is that soft-handed, middle-class men who work in an office are terrified of other men wearing bright orange. I can't say that I don't enjoy the smell of fear. When I'm standing in a lift with soft-handed Gideon, I'm just silent. Gideon, on the other hand, is having flashbacks to school about having a wedgie and is mentally preparing to hand over his dinner money. However, there is a flip side to this. So when you turn up on site, particularly in a place like Glasgow or Swansea, anywhere where they hate the English, and you go, hello, I'm Graeme Gibbon-Brooks. You've got a very fucking short period to meet everyone and assure them that you are not, in fact, a weapons-grade bellend. Because if you're not fast enough, word gets round the site and everyone wants to meet the top-of-the-range wanker that's just arrived. Now, I never forget my first day on site. A little bit naive, I think. I arrived and a senior scaffolder showed me round. And what was suspicious is that this scaffolder is really nice and friendly and like, ha ha, all right, mate. And he hands me some paperwork. He hands me a next of kin card. He hands me a frankly intrusive sexual preference questionnaire and a plastic box. On the plastic box is a label where I can write my name and trade. And inside the box is NHS instructions on how to take a stool sample. And Jake said, when you've filled all three of those, leave it on the foreman's desk. What I know now is that that's the scaffolder's favourite joke. The foreman is less keen. But when you come to fit into the site, it's really, really fun. It's a really fun place to be. And everyone gets along. And I don't mean that they get along like you would do it in an office, you know, pizza parties and squash ladders. Getting on as far as scaffolders are concerned, are building the largest audience they can before going, how big's your cock, Skip? Just to see what you'll do. Happily, 16 years in the Royal Navy has prepared me perfectly for this moment, and I reply instantaneously, it's tiny and smells of prawns. We've not even started. So, what was worse than that is I walked into the site manager's office, and the site manager is a 60-something construction veteran, looks built like a gorilla, but I had clearly caught him by surprise, because I walked into the office and he is naked from there down. Curiously, still wearing his helmet, ballistic glasses and textured gloves, safety first, he is enjoying some executive time. Suffice it to say, he looked like an enraged baboon trying to pull a very unpleasant-looking leech away. A leech that, in fact, looked like a degloved gorilla's finger. So I should explain that what my job is. Now, my job, or my profession, is that I am a principal military consultant, and I write intelligence on piracy, counter-terrorism for shipping companies. And in order to be good at that job, I have to remain current at two of my trades. And two of my trades are being a ship's captain, a small ship's captain, and being a bomb disposal officer. And those two trades, happily for me, because I need to remain current, those two trades are in strong demand. So if ever you need to work over water, you need me. If ever you dig a hole in anywhere that has been bombed, you also need me. And the reason is that 10% of the bombs don't go off. So you're required absolutely everywhere. Anytime someone digs a hole to plant begonias, you need me. Quick shout out to the lads of the Luftwaffe. Thanks for the gig. I've got a job for life. But what that means is that these guys really need you. They have to keep you on side, because no one likes being left on the scaffolding for 4 hours, hanging underneath a railway bridge over a freezing cold river because they've tricked the waterboat captain into shitting in the foreman's favourite lunchbox. I've been Graeme. Thanks very much.